75th anniversary, most beautiful design of an office building in all the world. This was the winning design out of Howells and Hood in New York. It was completed in 1925. The building is neo-Gothic in style with French Renaissance details. So it has that kind of Notre Dame cathedral like feel to it. Lots of classical elements with the flying buttresses and the gargoyles, the fleur-de-lis, things like that. Now, all around the base of this building, embedded in the walls on the exterior, are stones and bits from landmarks all over the world. Stuff like the Great Wall of China, the Berlin Wall, the Taj Mahal, the Colosseum, the Alamo, Pearl Harbor, Notre Dame, the White House, the Buckingham Palace, Harvard University, Yale University, Oxford University, all sorts of cool things. In fact, embedded in the walls of the building, so you might want to check that out at some point. Pretty cool to see. Now, just beyond these brown brick buildings on the right-hand side, coming into view is a white tower with vertical lines. This is the Aon building, formerly known as the Amoco Center. It is the third tallest building in Chicago. It's from 1973. Now, originally, the white that is all around that building was slabs of Carrara marble from the same quarry from which Michelangelo took his David. They bought out pretty much the entire quarry, sliced it into thin slabs, and then wrapped that building in it. Little problem with that. Carrara marble does not like Chicago weather. It gets too hot and too cold too fast here. So almost immediately it started flaking and chipping and peeling and cracking. And on Christmas Day, 1982, the slab broke off and fell into the Prudential building next door. So immediately, right away, 7 years later, they started replacing it with good old-fashioned North Carolina granite, a process which took over 2 years. So suffice to say, somebody probably doesn't work there anymore. Coming up on the left is this building with the green glass windows. This is the Sheraton Hotel. The Sheraton Hotel was designed to emulate a steamship. So, as we're passing it, take a look directly at the building for a few seconds, because if this works for you, it is going to appear as if the building is moving and we are staying still. It's kind of like the giant version of the eyes of a painting following you across the room. Now that illusion is aided by a couple of elements, including the green glass windows and the rust-colored circles at the top, meant to look like the top of the steamship. The Sheraton Hotel is actually one of only 2 places in the city where the president can stay when he comes here. It's a very, very safe building. It's bomb-proof and bulletproof, got all sorts of reinforcements. There's a helipad up on the top. In case you happen to have brought your helicopter to Chicago and didn't know where to park it, might I suggest getting a room at the Sheraton. Coming up on the left is this fountain. This is Centennial Fountain. Centennial Fountain was built to commemorate the centennial of the reversal of the Chicago River. And from this little pyramid right out at the front, every hour on the hour, shoots forth a burst of water, 80 feet across, almost all the way across the river, for 10 whole minutes. So you might want to check that out when we get back. Should be happening not too long thereafter. And then once the sun sets, they light it up. It's pretty nice. Then, well, rather distracting. It's pretty tough to miss, in fact. Now, the final bridge that we are going to cross under is, strangely enough, the same as the first bridge that we crossed under. It's Lakeshore Drive. Just to the left of the river in front of Lakeshore Drive is that stout white fencing. You might find it odd that I'm pointing out white fencing on an architecture tour, but I point it out because I want to talk about what could go there. That was going to be the site of the Chicago Spire, but since that project isn't going to happen, a contest was held to figure out what to put there. The big stipulation of this contest was you had to employ the use of the 75-foot deep hole that had already been dug for the spire. The winning design of this contest was a pool suspended by hot air balloons. I'll press all those words for you one more time. The winning design of this contest was a pool suspended by hot air balloons. To go right behind that white fencing there, more specifically, it would be a pool suspended by a giant yellow hot air balloon. The title of the entry was The Second Sun in the Second City. Chicago being the second city, this balloon being the second sun, and I don't know about anybody else, but I'm really excited about it. I think it would be a fantastic addition to the skyline. Definitely something to look forward to. So, as we emerge from under Lakeshore Drive, we're going out to what is in fact the #1 tourist attraction in Chicago, Navy Pier, which brings in over 10 million visitors every year. Now, Navy Pier has been a whole lot of things over the years. For many years, it was an actual Navy pier. It was the busiest inland pier in the country for a long time. Then, for a few decades, it was a military training facility where pilots would go to practice their touch-and-go landings. Not all the pilots were very good at touch-and-go landings, so there are, in fact, a whole bunch of planes out in Lake Michigan. If you happen to have brought your scuba gear to Chicago, that might be a fun way to spend an afternoon. Then for a while, it was a prison for draft refusers. It was the campus of the University of Illinois for a few years. Then it turned into sort of a sketchy area of town, somewhere you didn't really want to go. So in the 1990s, Chicago decided to re-edit it, to make it over, to make it. And turned it into what is now
Всё, конец, продолжения не будет.
Chicago. It's now home to